This is Michael. Michael is an employee leader working for an internationally active company. Michael is 52 years old. He has colleagues and employees who are older than he is, but also many younger ones. Results of the most recent satisfaction survey reveal that many employees, younger employees for the most part, are dissatisfied. A high fluctuation rate in Michael's company supports survey findings. Most alarming is that many high-potential employees are seeking their professional well-being elsewhere. What Michael knows for sure is something has to change. What he doesn't know is how. Neither does he know why so many employees are unhappy, because the satisfaction survey failed to ask this particular question. That reminds me of something, Michael thought. Michael had recently read an article on generations. The author clearly differentiated between 4 varying generations. Baby boomers are most often those in his company who are already making plans for their retirement. Generation X is the generation to which Michael belongs. Then there are the younger generations Y and Z, the employees in Michael's company who are most dissatisfied. What came as a relief to Michael is that the article spoke of other companies having the same problem. What bothers him is that he still doesn't know how to solve the problem of how to provide each generation, particularly Generation Y and Z, with a professional home in his particular enterprise. What precisely defines a generation? Each generation is the result of historic influences and events that shape reality during the generation's childhood and teenage years. Thus, similar norms, values, and behaviors emerge that define and guide their daily social interaction. Let's take a closer look at generations Y and Z, beginning with Y. People born between 1981 and 1995 belong to this generation, which is also known as Gen Y. The top 3 expectations Gen Y has on their employer are: ranking third is the desire for independent, autonomous work assignments. This is especially important for 78% of Generation Y. However, only 32% have even the possibility to carry out their assignments independently and autonomously. What's even more disconcerting is that only 20% of Gen Y leaders find it important to shape their employees' daily routine, to make independent and autonomous work an option. In second place, with 81%, is the need for a working environment in which mutual appreciation and respect are organic elements. Here, the discrepancy between need and reality is even larger. Only 28% of Generation Y feel their company meets this need. Their leaders' evaluation is not much better, considering that only 35% understand just how relevant a positive work environment is for their Generation Y employees. The top ranking expectation, with 83%, is the best possible balance between working hours and private life. The above pattern repeats itself. In reality, only 29% experience a desirable work-life balance, and not even 1 in 3 leaders realize that their Gen Y employees highly value a balance between work and private life. But back to Michael. How can he, as a leader, perceivably close the discrepancy gap between what is and what should be regarding Gen Y employees in his company? In practice, his employees have the option, effective immediately, to work on their Excel tables at a cafe late afternoons after Michael has quit for the day. In exchange, they can come to work later the next day, after their morning workout at the gym, for example. Reflecting on how meetings proceed in his company, Michael comes to the conclusion that shouting at each other is not exactly appropriate behavior. Michael intends to set the example to embody respect and appreciation, making clear that disrespectful interaction will not be tolerated. Furthermore, at the upcoming management meeting, he will work with his colleagues to discover how they can widen Gen Y employees' decision-making leeway and create other independent, autonomous work options. These are the first steps toward increasing Generation Y's satisfaction. But now, what about Generation Z? Your Gen Z employees are those born after 1995. The top 3 expectations they have on their employers are as follows. Ranking third is Generation Z's desire for mutually appreciative and respectful interaction among colleagues and leaders at work. This is particularly valued by 76% of the digital natives, an appropriate moniker for Generation Z. Here, again, there is a major difference between what should be and what is. Only 22% of Gen Z experience mutual appreciation and respect in their everyday work lives. Leader assessment lies at a mere 30%. In other words, only every third digital native leader is aware of their employees' desire for a positive working environment. Ranking second is an aspect we have not yet encountered. 76% of Generation Z clearly voice the importance of interesting and diverse work assignments. Yet only 14% can confirm that their workplace fulfills this expectation. An enormous chasm mirrored by leaders who assess the amount of interesting and diverse assignments at a mere 25%. Undoubtedly, Gen Z's highest professional priority at 91% is known as the person job fit, meaning how well does my job suit me and how well am I suited to my job. Among other things, the question applies to compatible needs and values which any given Gen Z employee expects from his or her employer. At the same time, Gen Z expects the company to share her or his interest in mutual compatibility. Each should find the other a good catch. The truth is, only 12% of digital natives could say their job fits on the whole like a glove. Leaders assess the relevance of a good fit at 31%. Obviously, in relation to employee expectations, not what you'd call compatible. Back to Michael. Gen Y's dissatisfaction showed him how to improve the work environment. Michael has also scheduled one-on-one talks with each of his employees next week, inviting them to discover together exactly where each employee's interests and desires lie. He is well aware that this could lead to a redistribution of assignments among his team members. In addition, Michael would like to install project work in the future, diversifying assignments as much as possible. To balance out the person-job fit discrepancy, Michael schedules a meeting with the personnel department to learn about and understand both job descriptions and recruiting process. He's convinced that reformulating job descriptions can result in younger employees identifying more strongly with the company and their position. And to go even further, he's certain that the compatibility between his company's values and a future employee must be ensured directly. That is, upon recruiting. Step by step, the puzzle falls into place for Michael. Now he knows precisely what it is he has to do. Michael is just one of our many customers who have the same questions. You now know the top 3 answers to these questions, which are part of the result of a study that we did. In this study, we asked Generation Y and Z and their leaders. So if you want to know all about the results, then get in contact with us.